Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. So I thought today would be a good time to show you guys how I do my under eye concealer, just like a super in-depth tutorial on how to do that, because if you're like me, then you struggle with a lot of deep set fine lines under your eyes. I'm gonna get a little closer to show you, so that's what my lines under my eyes look like. So it can be really hard to do concealer and get a like fresh, flawless look that doesn't crease really badly throughout the day. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do my concealer to prevent that. Now, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it looks completely perfect by the end of the day, but this method has definitely been what works for me the most. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've already primed my face. I sprayed my face with my Wet n Wild 3-in-1 Photo Focus Primer Spray in the scent Coconut. And I also used my e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer all over my face. That's kind of what this white like lines and stuff is going on. For some reason, I can't always get it to blend super well. That's okay. So I'm actually gonna show you guys my foundation first, because there's a reason, there's a method to showing you my foundation, but we're gonna do that first. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation in the shade Shell Ivory. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with my RealTechniques sponge and I'm gonna blend that out. Now the reason that I'm showing you guys my foundation is because when you're doing your foundation before your concealer, you want to try to avoid your under eye area as much as possible if you have fine lines. Now, if you have dark circles and you're trying to get like the most amount of coverage as possible, then definitely go under your under eyes. But if you have really fine lines, then piling up too much product in your under eye area is going to cause more creasing. So you want to avoid that as much as possible, obviously. Alrighty, so now we're gonna do concealer. This is where the magic happens. So today I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair Rose. Now, I would definitely recommend using a high coverage concealer like this e.l.f. one. I also have a few others that I'll recommend, and I'll drop pictures of them on the side, but I really love the Too Faced Born This Way, I think it's called Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I really like that. The reason I'm not using that is because it's a little dark for the under eyes right now. So I'm saving that for the summer. I also really like Tarte Shape Tape. It is a little dry for under my eyes, but it's very high coverage. So that's a good one to use as well. But today we're gonna use this one. And the reason I recommend, I know some people like a more maybe natural coverage, but if you're trying to cover up dark circles and also just get like a really like airbrushed look under your eyes, high coverage is gonna be better so that you don't have to pile on the product as much, because when you start layering it is when you get in trouble with creasing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use about this much, which does look like a lot, but this blends out so flawlessly that don't worry. So I'm gonna do that and blend this out really quick. And I find you can use a brush, but I find that a beauty sponge gives you the most like flawless and airbrushed application. So that's what I would recommend to you. Okay, and before we move on to the next part of the under eyes, I'm going to take that same concealer and highlight the high points of my face. Okay, so while I was doing highlighting the high points of my face with the concealer, this is really important because I don't set the under eyes right away, and here's why. So if you look closely, the concealer is already starting to crease on me, and I'll get closer so you can see. And so that's why I don't set right away, but this little brush will save all of that. So this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I showed you guys it in my last video. So basically we're just gonna take it and smooth out all of the lines and creases under the eyes. And then we can go in and set the under eye. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f., oops, I already opened it, don't want it to go everywhere. My e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. This is in the shade Light, I believe. Get some of that on the lid here. And I'm gonna take my sponge again for the same reason as blending out the concealer. I just feel like it looks more flawless. So I'm gonna take the powder on my sponge and blend it out on the under eye. Okay, so you definitely can stop there if you want to, but for me, I really like to just make sure it's really locked into place and not setting those creases. So I'm gonna take a look at my under eyes one more time. Make sure they're not creasing, maybe brush through. It's just a tiny bit again. And I'm gonna take a little bit more powder to really get in there and set that in. Okay, so that is actually it for the under eye concealer. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup really quick, and then I will be right back to talk to you guys about the whole process. Okay guys, so here is the rest of the makeup look. I will definitely put in the description box below all of the other products that I use, but I just wanted to take a minute to show you what the under eyes are looking like. So I think that they look pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that they are perfect, because the fact of being a human being is that if you have lines under your eyes, product is gonna settle into them. But I do feel like this method is definitely the best for getting as flawless of a look as possible. So definitely give it a try. Let me know what you think. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and definitely send video ideas my way. I would love to show you guys things that you actually wanna see. So yeah, I hope to see you in my next one.